Take a deep breath in. As you breathe in a slow, calm, resourceful breath of relaxation. And as you exhale, feel that you can release all tension around your eyelids and eyebrow. And with your eyes closed, notice that you can focus more on the sound of my voice. And allow the sound of my voice to take you on a journey from conscious thought to relaxation, from relaxation to imagination, and from imagination to change, to keep all that is good, and to change those things that really aren't working for you anyway. Notice that when you breathe in slightly deeper, your chest, your diaphragm expands, and as you exhale, elongate the outward breath for longer, feeling a wonderful feeling of release. And I want you to feel that you can release anything that isn't required. You can release stress, any worries. But I want you to search for somewhere in your body where anger lies. And I want you to think, perhaps from someone from your past, who that anger is really directed at. And just to think, wouldn't it be a shame if anger that was meant for one person ended up being received by another? So breathe in that resourceful feeling of calm and relaxation, and continue to just release any anger, any frustrations. But more importantly, start to release the beliefs that are the foundation of that anger. And for many people, anger is a reflection of violated rules, expectations about how people should be, what they must do. And it can create feelings of annoyance or anger if what we expect to happen doesn't. So let's go to a place with no expectations, only relaxation. And I want you to imagine floating up out of your body, going through the ceiling, the roof, up into the sky, and just imagine your physical body stays where it is, but your imagination starts floating upwards, and feel that you're floating towards a magnificent giant forest, an ancient forest with giant redwood trees. And I want you to find a clearing in that forest. And when you find it, feel that you can float down. And imagine how you would feel if you were there in a forest on a sunny day, the occasional beams of light just breaking through the canopy of the forest. And just feel that these magnificent ancient trees have a powerful energy of balance. Find a clearing in the forest and imagine closing your eyes in the forest, being surrounded by this incredible energy of these ancient trees and feel that you are bathing in the energy of these trees. These ancient trees have seen everything. Some of them more than 1,000 years old. So life moves slowly for them. And I want you to get a sense that you are absorbing all of this energy of balance, of calmness, of perspective, and just feel any tension, stress, anxiety leaving your body in your outward breath, and now you're breathing in the incredible energy of these trees. Feel a sense of ever increasing relaxation. And I want you to think back to a time where it felt that someone left you. But imagine that memory like you're looking at it through the distant past in black and white, seeing a younger version of you, but this time seeing a younger version of you interpret things differently. Perhaps in a way that you were never left or abandoned. Just that someone made a decision that had an impact and consequence on your life. But what if leaving you was never the intention, just the side effect? It almost doesn't matter what reality was. Shift the memory until it serves you, gives you a sense of perspective through time. Maybe jump back in time and seeing parents yelling and shouting at each other. And just get a sense that intense emotions like anger, if they're directed at the people that we love, don't strengthen a relationship, they weaken it. So just imagine observing parents arguing and fighting, and imagine that you have access to almost like a gauge, a dial, and just dial down the emotional intensity and see how your parents would have responded if they were having the same discussions and conversations, but at a level 2 or a 3 rather than a 9 or a 10. And maybe, just maybe, if there was less emotional intensity but still authenticity in those crucial conversations, maybe it would have led to a stronger relationship for them. I want you to get a sense that anger and rage and intense arguments are rarely constructive. I want you to imagine a beautiful home. And if there was a problem in that home, would you deal with that problem with a sledgehammer or a chainsaw? I want you to get a sense that a relationship is more precious than a home. And you feel an urge to use more precise tools in navigating difficult conversations. And I want you to feel that it starts with the premise of positive intentions. That when two people choose to be in a relationship, they don't choose to be in a relationship to hurt each other, provoke each other. They choose to be in a relationship because they want to build something strong. I want you to feel that you are updating something in your mind where a presupposition of guilt or malicious intent is being inverted. So now your base assumption is that there is either positive or at least neutral intentions whenever something feels like it was directed at you. Your first thought will be a misunderstanding, confusion, and you will see clarity through curiosity, not through conflict. I want you to get a sense that while bathing in that energy of ancient trees in the forest, that your imagination takes you deep down into your subconscious. Just imagine a slide, like a child's slide, in your imagination, and you're sliding down into the deepest parts of your subconscious mind. And just imagine in that deepest part you see a large screen. And I want you to see a memory of you in a high-stakes negotiation. I want you to see that you had a different premise then. Negotiations often start with differing viewpoints, and yet raised voices are rarely used in negotiations. I want you to see how you were resourcefully navigating complex negotiations in a cool, calm, resourceful way. And I wonder whether or not it would improve personal relationships to feel more like that when having disagreements or important discussions. And when you see yourself feeling completely resourceful, not taking the bait, not being provoked, I want you to step into that memory and feel how it would feel to feel that way, to feel resourceful, cool and calm, feeling more rational, more constructive, that you're building something rather than destroying something. Step out of the screen and then see a strong character, perhaps the head of a firm or someone equally influential. And I want you to see a situation where that character is being provoked, deliberately cajoled or disrespected, and notice their response to that provocation. If they lose their temper, they lose. If they take the bait, they can now be influenced and controlled by whoever was intending to do that. So see this strong character that's attempting to be baited, provoked, or triggered, and see them smiling, knowing what's happening, and making a decision not to take the bait, to step back. Sometimes just knowing what's happening diffuses what's happening. Einstein once said that the definition of insanity is to do the same things and expect different results. And I wonder what different things you could try the next time you're on the verge of being triggered. Maybe a different thing could be to become curious, intrigued, to seek clarification before making an assumption, to ask questions to figure out the other person's perspective before coming to any conclusions, or maybe just feeling like a swan on the surface of a lake, that even if you feel triggered on the inside, what comes across is a cool, calm, graceful, elegant swan on the surface. And I wonder if that would improve the quality of those important discussions and crucial conversations if you felt more like that. Look back at that strong character on screen, step into that strong character, feel how you would feel if you could diffuse provocation, and imagine feeling that you've got that feeling in your own body and someone that you love is doing something that in the past would have triggered you. But now you feel an urge to just breathe in and out slowly, to smile, to get curious. Almost like it's become a new game. That the more they attempt to trigger or provoke, the more tenacious and adept you become at avoiding those triggers. Like an action hero dodging bullets in a movie, just feel that with time, skill, and experience, you become unflappable because the triggers simply don't work. Go back to looking at the screen and now see yourself 6 months from now, where it feels like you've tried different combinations of emotions and questions and curiosity and intrigue, and you found out a formula that works for you. See yourself without that fight or flight response. See yourself that when it's a conversation with someone you love the most, on that dial it's always in the green zone. I want you to get a sense that for important discussions and crucial conversations, the green zone is the optimal zone, and feel that you're seeing yourself in that zone. That it would take a huge level of verified disrespect or betrayal for it to even get close to the yellow zone. And maybe it would take physical violence or something extreme to ever justify being in the red zone. So see yourself in different places, maybe while traveling or maybe in your own home, having those important conversations in a respectful but sincere and authentic tone. There's no fakery. You are being you, but dialed down to a level of respect and a level of curiosity and confidence and calmness. And just see that there is less conflict, less escalation, and you get more of what you want by being more of who you want. You are not your past. You are not your past experiences. And in most other areas of your life, when you do something that hasn't been working, you change it for something more useful, So see that future where it's dialed all the way down, that you feel more calm and relaxed. See yourself unflappable, and see that it leads to more of everything that you want. More connection, more resolutions, more clarity and reassurance. Everything that you want comes from a place of being able to have difficult conversations calmly. And then it's time to leave that room with the screen. But instead of climbing up that children's slide, just imagine that you're levitating all the way up, back into a clearing in an ancient forest, still sapping up all of those wonderful energies from ancient trees, feeling energized, restored, feeling calm and in control. And then imagine floating up out of the clearing, like you're returning to the present moment, but with a new, intense feeling of composure. That you are now the strong character in the movie of your life. Knowing when you're tempted to be baited, just deciding that you won't take the bait. So take a deep breath as you return to the present moment through your nose, and breathe out through your nose. Wiggle your fingers and wiggle your toes. Connect fully into the present moment as I now count from 1 to 10 to awaken you. You will awaken feeling resourceful, calm, confident, like a graceful swan gliding on the surface of a lake. Starting to count. 1, 2, 3, waking up. 4, 5, 6, more alert. 7, 8, open your eyes, open your eyes. 9, 10, wide awake, wide awake, wide awake.